You've got big dreams. Maybe you want to start a business, write a book, become better in volleyball, or get in the best shape of your life. But somehow, you always end up binge-watching Netflix or scrolling on your phone instead. You tell yourself, tomorrow, I'll start for real. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and suddenly another year has passed. Why does this happen? Laziness isn't always about being unmotivated. Our brains are wired to avoid discomfort and seek immediate rewards. Procrastination is a survival mechanism. It keeps us in our comfort zone. Most people think laziness is the enemy. But what if I told you that you could actually use it to your advantage? I'll show you how. Ever heard of the present bias? It's why we value instant gratification over long-term rewards. That's why watching one more episode feels easier than starting that side project. And then there's perfectionism paralysis, the fear of starting because we want everything to be perfect. Fear, the biggest reason why most people don't succeed, and not just the fear of being judged. If you have big goals, chances are you don't care too much about what others think. The real fear runs deeper. It's the fear of ourselves. The fear that we might not make it, that we're not as capable as we believe. We all love to imagine our perfect future, living our dream life, reaching our goals, and finally having everything we want. But then reality kicks in. We're not there yet, and the path ahead is filled with obstacles. As George Adair once said, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. But what if you could flip the script? What if, instead of fighting your laziness, you could hack it? Make it work for you instead of against you. Here are 3 powerful ways to turn laziness into your biggest asset. Starting isn't the hard part. You might think getting started is the toughest step, but it's not the only one. The real challenge is keeping the momentum going. In the beginning, everything feels exciting. But after a few months, reality sets in. The grind gets real. There's no steady paycheck, no guaranteed success, and sometimes the people you care about won't even support you. That's when the excuses start creeping in. Maybe I'm just not meant for this, Joe, you tell yourself. And yes, it hurts. It really does. But do you know what hurts even more? Staying stuck in the same place, watching time slip away? Think success is expensive? Try living with regret. The cost is way higher. According to Parkinson's law, work expands to fill the time available. If you give yourself a month to finish something, you'll take a month. If you give yourself a week, you'll somehow make it happen. I saw this firsthand. When given a long, tedious task, I would look for ways to automate, batch, or shortcut the process. And guess what? It often worked better than doing it the hard way. The lesson from here is that being lazy forces you to find smart solutions. The power to change is in your hands. You have the power to change your life, but no one else can do it for you. You can watch all the motivational videos in the world, but if you don't take action, nothing will happen. The progress you're looking for? It's hidden in the work you keep avoiding. That dream you've been holding on to? Stop dreaming and start doing. There's no magic shortcut to success. The real growth comes from trying, failing, and learning along the way. As Jordan Belfort said, the only thing standing between you and your goal is the story you keep telling yourself as to why you can't achieve it. The 2-minute rule. Break it down into ridiculously small portions. Don't write a book, just write 3 sentences. The first thing that you're going to want to do is examine your larger task. Figure out what the end product would look like. Then you are going to want to figure out a step-by-step of what would be required to complete the overall task. After breaking your task into steps, you will want to order those steps. Decide the order each smaller task needs to be completed in. You will then want to determine how much time each individual step should take. Put each step and the time you have allotted for it into your calendar, and then all that is left for you to do is follow your plan to completion. Following these steps will make your work feel a whole lot easier and give you achievable goals you can pat yourself on the back for along the way. Use external triggers. Set up deadlines, accountability partners, or reward systems so you don't have to rely on willpower. For example, having an accountability partner who is invested in you helps you become motivated to reach your goals. Roy Baumeister, in his book, Willpower, Rediscovering the Greatest Human Strength, talks about willpower acting like a muscle that becomes fatigued, and once it is fatigued, becomes less reliable. However, having an accountability partner acts like a spotter in the gym. When the weight becomes too difficult to lift by ourselves, we can rely on the strength of an accountability partner to help us make the right decisions and stay on course, even when they are not there. Automate decisions. The fewer choices you have to make, the less energy you waste. Mark Zuckerberg wore the same outfit every day for this reason. You can choose to do different tasks at their fixed time regularly. What it does is create a habit that makes it normal for you to repeat it daily. And thus, you don't need to use your mental energy to think about what you need to do or not do every day. Instead, you plan about the next level after completing a task and improving your output. For example, I start my early morning with a run. Slowly, with daily repetition, I have improved my stamina. I no longer feel it challenging to wake up early and go out of my bed for a run. I take a shower and breakfast, and then use the next 3 to 4 hours on completing the most crucial task according to priority. And similarly, I plan the rest of the day. At the end of my day, I do tasks that don't need much mental effort. Automating the task helps in moving towards your goal every single day. Sometimes you may get caught up in some urgent work, like a friend reunion that doesn't fit in your daily schedule, but don't skip your daily schedule for too long. Otherwise, other non-productive habits will develop. Another very crucial factor is focus. For us lazy tards, getting our minds to work at full focus is similar to reaching atop a big mountain. It's very difficult to get to that point, but once you get there, it's relatively easy to stay there. Most of your effort should be on getting into the zone. The easiest way to get your mind to focus on a particular thing is by not thinking about anything. Just give all your attention to one particular thing at a time and forget the rest. Forget that this world exists or that you have a favorite TV show in 2 hours. Your phone should not be in your room. Your mind should be a clean slate before you start work. Then put your maximum effort to get into the zone, because that's where our biggest hurdle lies. Once you are fully into the zone, you will be surprised to see how easy it is to keep on working for hours together. Our minds are surprisingly obedient if you know how to treat them. You can do some non-distracting activities like drinking water or going to the loo, but don't log into Instagram or TikTok. If your brain gets even a sniff of any incident or a fun fact, you will quickly lose your focus. Done is better than perfect. Perfectionism kills momentum. Think good enough for now and improve later. So if you're ambitious but lazy, don't fight it. Use it. Work smarter, not harder. Try just one of these techniques today and watch how much easier it becomes. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe for more ways to turn ambition into action.